Welcome to SRTV Network. I'm Jay Weezy, and we're live with American Motorsports Simulations 410 Sprint Car Series. This is an open setup race. We're in the USA International Speedway. We have about 3 minutes left in qualifying, so get ready, because tonight we're getting nerdy. Hey, welcome back to SRTV Network. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight for the American Motorsports Simulations 410 Sprint Car Series here at USA International Speedway. I'm Jay Weezy, and up in the booth with me tonight, the man with the plan, Matt Trace. How you doing, Matt? All right, well, hey. Listen here, we're going to go through some of the points here for the 410 Sprint Car Series. Your points leader tonight, and starting in the rear, is going to be Chris Johnson. And the last race winner is going to also start in the rear. That's going to be Dylan Schiebel. So those two guys will be starting in the rear. All right, so your points leader is Chris Johnson. He's got 78 points. He's 11 points ahead of William Davis. And in third place is Timothy DeSwart. He's 13 points behind Chris. In fourth place, we got Bill Cobb. He's 18 points out. And James DeMint rounds out the top five. He's only 19 points back. So we got a tight little race here. It's not as tight as the 360s and the Legends are, but it's definitely a tight race. This is race number 3 for the 410 Sprint Car Series. So they got this race and 3 more after that. And then we're going to crown a champion over here at AMS. So, oh man, once again, it's another high-speed, high-paced action from the USA International Speedway in these 410 cars. And special thanks out to the Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, High Groove Photos, Trace Motorsports, Home Motorsports, DeSwart Motorsports, and Blake Tolliver Photography. A lot of fast guys out here on the track tonight. Right now on point, Jordan Mitchell in the number 13 car. He's got a nice lap out there. He's about 2/10 faster than Rick Brazel in second, the number 88 car. I think our pole sitter time is 18.168, so it's looking good for the 13. He took it home in the 360s. And like I said before, appreciate y'all for tuning in to the SRTV Network, man. I'm Jay Weezy, and Matt Trace is up here with me. We're getting ready to go through our starting grid. But before we do that, let's get a talk in with Jordan Mitchell. He's sitting on point tonight. How you doing, Jordan?
Doing good. Just glad to be out front again. Jason Brown there in that 26, he'll be coming right through the field here, so we're going to have to try and hold him off. He's actually a team car, so we'll see.
Yeah, man, you managed to pull it off in the 360s, so be rooting for you to do it again here. And as long as you can keep it up front, I have a feeling you ought to be all right. And hopefully we won't have that many cautions, and these guys will spread out a little bit. So good luck out there tonight, and we hope to see you at the end of this.
Thank you.
All right, so let's run through the grid here. Starting on the post, Jordan Mitchell, Rick Brazel on his outside. Second row, Timothy DeSwart, Michael Massey on his outside. Third row, Christopher Hockley, William Davis. Fourth row, Gary Gilmore. 47 of Bill Cobb. Fifth row, Jason Brown. He's a new guy here. And outside, the 38 of Brick Streckler. Charles Hayes in the sixth row. William Rocky on his outside in that 41 car. Chris Johnson in the 74 starting from the rear as your points leader. On his outside, the 14 of Philip Archer. 15th is Ben Peterson. 16th is James DeMint. Irvin Howard at the tail end of this, but I think they got it all sorted out. The pace car's making one more time around. How you feel about this one, Matt? 410s here. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be quick. I was sitting here, I was like, man, why am I not talking? I had a little bit of a technical difficulty over here with my headset. I think it's going to be quick. I think Jordan's going to be the car to beat tonight. Jason Brown's pretty quick. New guy coming from the back. Look for Chris Johnson to get his way up through the field, being the points leader. He's pretty consistent. I still feel pretty confident about Tim DeSwart trying to get his first win. So if I had to make a pick right now, my picks are still going to be the 13 of Jordan Mitchell.
Yeah, Jordan Mitchell, man, he's proven himself to be mighty strong out there on them sprint cars. So, like I said, the rules are 3 cautions, and then they go single file. You cause a yellow, you go to the pits. No harm, no points deduction. If you cause a caution and you don't, you get point deduction. And the point leader starts in the back also. 13 gets a great restart. The caution's out before they get across the start-finish line.
Looks like the 14 of Chris Hockley on his lid.
Yeah, the pace car came in. They were double file. Those cars like to jerk left a little bit. It looks like the 45 and the 14, Michael Massey and Chris Hockley got together there. And Chris Hockley managed to flip that thing back up around. But I think he's damaged too much, so he might be out of this one.
And if he is, that's a tough break. And he's actually running a pretty special paint scheme for himself for tonight. For those that are watching at home, if you can see it, it's a black sponsored by Meckley's. It is Brock Zierfoss who runs here in Pennsylvania. He is the Port Royal track champion, and Chris is actually one of his personal photographers for racing. So it's actually pretty nice that he's honoring the track champion by running his paint scheme here tonight. But a tough break for Chris. He's been looking forward to this race, and he's worked really hard on getting his car prepared. So we'll see if he can get himself back up there or out there, and hopefully finish his race.
Yeah, it's definitely a good looking car, and it looked good up front where the 13 of Jordan Mitchell is right now. So look like Jordan Mitchell's going to be able to pull this one off if they end under yellow, but hopefully we don't have too many cautions here. It's just unfortunate on them restarts. These 410s have so much horsepower. They can pop a wheelie, they can pull left. You never know what they're going to do, but you got to be very careful. And when you're double file like that and you're packed in like that, it's just hard to not get contact from another driver. These cars are super fast.
Yeah, they are super fast. And let's see if these cars that are ahead of the leaders get waved around the pace car and join the tail of the field. The problem you have with cautions right there at the start like that is the leader doesn't get to the start or gets past the start finish line, and half the other field doesn't. So looks like they're coming around. They're going to get bunched back up here. Track position looks like it's going to be key once again, and right now Jordan Mitchell and Rick Brazel are setting the pace, being up front. So we'll see if they can stay up there. Yeah,
it's crazy how when the caution comes out like that, you know, and you got half the field across the line, the other half aren't. They throw that caution, and it puts the half that aren't across the line a lap down. So, fortunately for them, I think they got their lap back there. So, I think we get everybody back on the lead lap. That's one thing they will do, I'm pretty sure, over here at AMS, is they'll take care of those small, difficult situations like that. And they'll get everybody gathered back up. They'll send these 410s going around one more time super fast. The lights are off on the pace car, so get ready. Because we're about to get dirty, you know what I mean? Sometimes they get a little too dirty, though.
Sometimes, and again, these starts are going to be key. the fuel game is going to play factor into this one. Pace truck's about to duck down. We're about to go green flag racing again. Jordan Mitchell looking for the green flag. Green flag's out. He fires. It's side by side. Brazel stands a wheelie coming down the front stretch. Mitchell pulls away and Brazel's in the wall. Look how he hangs on. I'm not sure without flipping. The caution's going to come out. Looks like for that incident.
Yeah, man, the 26, nowhere to go, man. Brazel held it up on the wall, but the 26 just couldn't avoid him, man, and made a little bit of contact, sent him around, brought out the caution flag. So we're under caution. We seen that live. We watched that happen live. Special thanks to a few guys out there: Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, Trace Motorsports, Home Motorsports, Deswart Motorsports, and Blake Tolliver Photography. I appreciate everything everybody does, man. It's an awesome league over here at American Motorsports Simulations. So if there's anybody out there watching and they want to come over and give it a shot, hey, they do dirt on Sundays. And they do asphalt on Thursdays. They actually do a track championship at Lanier this season. So they're doing 7 races there, I think. They're going to crown a champion, so they go to the same track every week here. But on Sundays, they do Legends, 360s, and 410s, 9:40, and 10:30 Eastern Time.
Now, real quick, let's see if we can get a driver up here under this yellow. Chris Hockley, Matt Trace, Jerry West in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Hey man, tough break there on the start. Cars gets a little sideways, and you got caught up in just a bad position there. I know you're a couple laps down, but how's the car feeling so far? You look pretty quick no matter what.
Yeah, the car feels great. That was a tough break there on the start.
Well, you know, I'm pulling for you. You looked really good so far this year in the 360s and 410s. Hopefully you can pull out a win, especially in that paint scheme, or at least get back up here in the lead lap and put on a show. Before we let you go, do you want to give a quick shout out to anybody?
Give a shout out to Mike Massey and all the admins and all the sponsors. And you guys up in the booth.
Well, thanks for joining us real quick. We just wanted to pull you up here just to get a quick word with you and give you some spotlight. So we'll let you get back to racing, and good luck.
Yep, and the lights are out on the pace car. So here we go. Getting ready to go one more time. It's green. They're riding wheelies down the front stretch. I love these cars, man. They're super fast, and they're riding the high side through 1 and 2. Jordan Mitchell got a great start, but oh no, the 88 or the 41 just gets William Rocky, I think. Just kind of got up a little bit too high there. He was down on the bottom, and he kind of slid up a little bit. Oh no, nowhere to go, man. He was pinned between the wall and the 41 car. Who was that he sent around there? I didn't see.
Looks like, let me check here. My replay is a little bit behind, or a little bit slow here, catching up. Looks like he made contact with the 21 of Gary Gilmore. It's bad luck for the night for 21 of Gary Gilmore. Continues.
No, not Gary. Come on. Gary, man, he's been having a tough night. Yeah, it was Gary Gilmore. He's riding that high side there in 4th position. The 41 just breaks loose, man. It shoots up the track, pins him against the wall. He goes tumbling around. Let's see if we can look at his car there. He lost his front wing, so he's got a little bit of damage. Had to call a tow truck. So they got it in the pits. They're working on it. Hopefully they get him back out there and he'll make his way back up front, because I sure would like to see him take one of these races home.
Yeah, I agree. For those that are watching, please let us know here in the chat what you think of the broadcast so far. If there's anything you want to see, if there's anything that we could do to make it better for you, please let us know. But as we're under caution here, Jerry, we've seen a lot of caution laps so far in this race early on, but it looks like Jordan Mitchell's still the class of the field. What do you think is going to happen here from the rest of the race?
Well, they got a long way to go, so it's kind of hard to call it. If it was me, I'd want to be up front there with Jordan Mitchell and Brett Strickler in that 38, or the 71 of William Davis. He's in a good spot. You definitely want to be up towards the front somewhere, because it seems like they're already, let's go to race information. We've had 3 cautions for 9 laps here, and it's only a 35-lap race. So it seems like the safest place to be is up front. They went green. The 38 rides a nice wheelie down the front stretch. The 13 takes off. Jordan Mitchell continues to dominate here at USA International Speedway. But we got the 74, or the 71 of William Davis, and the 41 of William Rocky. The 033 of Philip Archer's out there running in the top 5, man. Hats off to him. Great showing tonight. Hopefully he can bring it home on the podium. We go back up front. The 13 of Jordan Mitchell coming off of turn 4. He's got the 38 of Brett Strickler right behind him, and William Davis. He said, hey, I ain't going nowhere yet. I'm coming for you. But I don't know if they got anything for that 13 car. He's increasing that gap. Got some contact in the back.
And it's a Pennsylvania showing, running 1-2s. Jordan Mitchell and Brett Strickler, both from right around the same area, paced the field. William Davis running 3rd. Looks like everybody's on the high side. I want to see how long it takes for somebody to venture to the bottom to see if they can get the bottom working, because as you saw in the 360s, the bottom will work at this track.
I tell you what, that 13 of Jordan Mitchell, he's got this track down. Let's take a lap around as he rides that high side.
As we ride with Jordan Mitchell, looks like the 38 of Brett Strickler's trying to wheel him in. Little sideways for the 41 coming off of turn 4. Caution is out. Not sure what that's for.
Yeah, I don't see a car on the track.
Looks like somebody was coming out of the pits and the caution came out for that one.
Yep, and that's exactly what I was talking about last week. If you come across that cone there at the end of pit road, which, see if we can get a good look at pit road here. There's a cone down there. Actually, we can't get a look at it, but there's a cone down at the end. You see it, reflectors on the end of it there. If you come across that line as the leaders are coming out down into turn 1, Iracing will throw that caution thinking that there's trouble on the track. But fortunately, that's not the case, that nobody hurt themselves here and got their car tore up. It was just a yellow. But what it does do is it limits the laps left here to run. So when they go back green, they're going to have less than 15 to go. It's going to be about 12 or 13 laps to go. Looking really good for the 13 of Jordan Mitchell or the 38 of Brett Strickler. Maybe Brett Strickler can pull one out here on this restart.
And just going through looking at the lap times right now, Jordan Mitchell just ran his quickest lap right before the caution came out with an 18.685, and he was just about a 10th quicker on Brett Strickler. Strickler's been right there with him. Jordan really hasn't pulled away, so a simple mistake could take him out of contention of winning this race. But let's give a shout out here. Working his way up through the field is the 47 of Bill Cobb. He's hanging tight there in the 5th spot. Points leader Chris Johnson right behind him. A good showing here for the 47 of Bill Cobb tonight.
Yeah, Bill Cobb's strong, man. If he can keep his nose clean, he's usually up towards the front somewhere. You always see Bill Cobb. He'll be in your mirror or right in front of you somewhere, but not unless you're up front.
And I think we might be getting ready to go back green here real quick. We got Jordan Mitchell leading Brett Strickler, William Rocky, Rick Brazel, Bill Cobb. Green flags out. Jordan Mitchell gets another great restart. Brett Strickler trails him going into turn 1. They both go to the high side. Top 5 all go to the high side of the track.
Yeah, another great restart there, but we got one on the wall there, and 1 and 2. but the caution's not out, so we're staying up front here with the 13 and the 38 as they battle it out with 14 to go. The 13 runs the high side, the 38 right in his footsteps. One slip, he gains a 10th. That's one more car length. He's up on the back bumper coming into 3. As they come off of 4, he closes the gap. He's going to be looking to make a move here soon, Matt. He's caught the 13 of Jordan.
It's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him. Right now, Jordan's going to be really, really tough to pass. That cushioned all the way up against the wall. The 38 can make a power move to the inside and pull a slider. The question will be, does Jordan Mitchell lift and let him by, or does he try and hang on and drive right through it? They get to a lap car. Looks like Urban Howard tries to stay to the bottom. That could play a factor here. They both get by pretty clean. Those two are starting to run away from the rest of the field, though.
Yeah, man, and I don't see how he's going to pass him if he's running the same line as he is, but the caution's out, so he gets one more shot on the restart. Maybe he won't let him get so far ahead this time.
It looks like the caution came out for the 71 of William Davis going into turn 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, he just lost control. Looked like coming off of 4. When he went down into 1, he tapped that wall and sent that thing flipping in the air. He did a double, triple flipple is what I call it.
And a tough break for our points leader, Chris Johnson. Looks like he got caught up into that too. Nowhere to go. With where the William Davis flipped at, it's very hard. That's a very tough situation to be able to avoid the guy. So, points leader, tough break for him. Hopefully he can come back, and hopefully his points lead doesn't get too small after that little incident.
Yeah, absolutely. Every point counts, so we'll see. But we'll run down the top 5. We got Jordan Mitchell, Brett Strickler, William Rocky, Ricky Bobby, Ricky Brazel, Rick Brazel, whatever you want to call him. And then Timothy DeSwart rounds out the top 5, though. So, like I said, like I always say, you got these bad, super fast drivers up here in the front, and they're going to be looking to take one of these wins. I'm telling you, they're not going to make it easy on the 13, but the lights are out on the pace car right now. We're about to go green flag racing, so before we do, special thanks to Massey Graphics, Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, Trace Motorsports, Blake Tolliver Photography, DeSwart Motorsports, and Home Racing. Appreciate everything everybody does to help make this possible for the American Motorsports Simulations. And just to let y'all know, it's the American Motorsports 410 Sprint Series, the open setups here at USA International Speedway, getting set to go back green. That pace truck's about to take that dive off in the pit row, and the green flag's going to come out. So try not to ride a wheelie. Oh, great start, 38. Man, he pops a wheelie because he's seen the 13 take off so quick. And the top 4 is just out.
And that is a huge restart for the 13 of Jordan Mitchell as he puts a huge lead on the 38 after the 38 pops a wheelie. But the 38 is pretty strong. Let's see if he has enough to run him back down. Jordan Mitchell leads, Brett Strickler second, William Rocky's third. We'll see if William Rocky can find his way around the 38.
Hey, with 6 to go and a restart like that, that's exactly what he wanted to see, because the 38 of Brett Strickler traced him down last time and caught him. But guess what? Like you said, it's one thing to catch him and one thing to pass. He couldn't make the pass, and then the caution came out, gave the 13 another head start on that restart. So he's on his way back up to try to catch the 13 of Jordan Mitchell. But there's a battle right behind him between the 88 of Rick Brazel, and William Rocky in that 41 car. As he gets into the wall, the 88 taps him, saves it, coming off the corner. Nice driving. That was talent right there. The 41 fights back. The 88 takes that high side, comes around. Let's go look up front. Brett Strickler still trying to chase down the 13 of Jordan Mitchell. They ride that high side coming around, coming up on a lap car, the 72.
And that lap car.
That's
right
Irvin
there.
Howard.
The lap car right there, the position he was in, he held his line, but Jordan Mitchell had to make a different move. That allows the 38 to gain on him. We're down to 2 laps to go. Brett Strickler is right there.
38 in the wall. 38's in the wall. And he's on his wrist, going to cause a caution. The race is over. Wow, that was exciting. The 41 goes around also.
And I'll tell you what, right before the 38 hit the wall, he was catching 13 of Jordan Mitchell. In that lap, the lap before that, he was about 8/10 behind. He got it down to half a second. So 38 was on a move. Well, I was going to say on a rail, but I mean, he kind of rode the rail when he hit the wall.
Yeah, he railed the wall, man, but that's because he was going so fast, riding so close to that rail, that wall there, man. And it's unfortunate for him because that's going to drop him back to 6th. I think he's in 6th place right now. But what that did do is it gave the 13 what he needed, that yellow flag while he had to lead. So it's going to end it. It's going to be your race winner. The number 13 of Jordan Mitchell brings it home and for the second win tonight. He won in the 360s earlier.
And how about the results here? Showing Chris Hockley was 3rd. He's going to be 5th. Tim DeZwart's going to be 3rd. Rick Brazel 2nd. Jordan with the win. Ben Peterson 4th.
All right, we'll take a look at the race results. Jordan Mitchell, Rick Brazel, Timothy DeZwart, Ben Peterson, Chris Hockley 5th, 6th, Brett Strickler, 7th, William Rocky, 8th, William Davis, 9th, Irvin Howard, 10th, Chris Johnson, 11th, Bill Cobb, 12th, Philip Archer, 13th, Gary Gilmore, 14th is Jason Brown, 15th James the Chicken DeMint, 16th is Charles Hayes, 17th is Michael Massey. And that rounds out the field here tonight, but there's only one winner.
And before we get up here, get through the field and get to our winner here, we got 3rd place Timothy DeZwart with us. Tim, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Matt.
Another podium for you. You're getting there. Tonight's points leader, Chris Johnson, had a little bit of an issue. Looked like the track was really slick but really fast. How was your car tonight in the 410s?
The car was good on restarts. We were restarting late on the front stretch. That first start, my car just pulled to the left and I couldn't get it back to the right. So that made me go to the back, and then I just survived all the chaos to make it to 3rd.
Well, chaos it was, and with the way the track was looking, the cushion was up against the wall. You had to put the right rear up against the wall and make it pass. That allowed a lot of guys to hit the wall. You did a pretty good job of avoiding hitting the wall and coming home with a 3rd place finish. I believe the points battle might get a little bit closer here for you. Once again, the question is for you, are you looking at trying to maintain and hope everyone else makes mistakes and get a win and get in the points battle, or are you just continuing to do what you've been doing and having fun with it?
I always strive to have fun, but I learned last season being consistent and showing up every week can get you to the top 3 in points. So I'm going to keep trying to do that and hope for a win along the way.
Well, so I'm still rooting for you. I think you're going to do big things over here. Even on the asphalt side, I know we're in the trucks. You've been pretty quick when you run the trucks with me. But before we let you go and enjoy your 3rd place finish, is there, once again, Mike's yours, or anybody else you want to give a shout out to?
Mike Massey for doing everything he does for the league. You guys in the booth are doing a great job, and everybody that has sponsored the broadcast also, I want to thank them too.
Well, Tim, once again, we appreciate the kind words. We appreciate you sticking around and racing and putting on a good show for everybody, and good luck from here on out for the rest of the year. And hopefully Jerry will have you up here next week. Well, I was gonna say Thursday, but Thanksgiving, gobble gobble.
Right on. I'm going to try to get that win for you Sunday, Matt.
I would love that. But Tim, thanks for joining us and good luck.
Thank you.
Man, what a humble guy, Jerry. You can't hate Tim. Tim is such a nice guy, and he's so laid back, and he's very appreciative of even being on the podium.
Yeah, he's super fast, and he managed to make up a couple points there, so it's going to help him out in the points with that third place finish tonight. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, and as we go through the rest of our field here of our interviews, we got Ricky Bobby. Now, the story behind this, folks, before we get to interview Rick, is Jerry and I cannot pronounce his last name. Rick tells us 100 times what his last name is, so we just gave him the nickname of Ricky Bobby. But Rick, you got a copy with us?
Got a copy.
Man, another podium for you in the 410s. You've been pretty quick this year in the 410s, but that 13 was definitely the class of the field. 38 was pretty quick too, but you held your own. It's another second place. How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I think I had a little bit too much gator grip on my tires there. Every time I start, I pull a wheelie.
Yeah, a lot of guys were pulling wheelies tonight. Cars were pretty fast. Track was pretty slick, but you held your own. You looked pretty good. From here on out, like I've been asking everybody this question. What is your outlook here from you personally, from a points perspective? Are you point racing, or are you trying to just steal whatever wins you can and do whatever, or are you looking for the big prize at the end and just being consistent?
Oh, I'm going for the big prize, brother. But yeah, everybody's doing good. A lot of fast guys. If I can keep it consistent, I'll have a pretty good shot at, maybe winning it. I was running down the 13 there at the end. A guy in second place, when he hit the wall, kind of got into me, threw me off a little bit. But I started running them back down. I just didn't have no laps to catch them.
And once again, fuel played a big part of this. It looks like with the caution laps, you didn't need to put a whole lot of fuel in. So less fuel means a different handling car. So how did your car handle throughout that race?
Man, it was really, jumpy at the beginning, real tight. Once I got going and finally got me a line going, it loosened up great, and I was running pretty good there. On that one restart, I kind of got a little crazy and hit the wall and had to go to the back. And I had to work my way back up and finish where I started.
Well, podium is always a good place to be. Even though it's not first, second or third is still pretty good. Before we let you go and enjoy your second place finish, once again, Mike's yours. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, SRTV Broadcasting. You guys doing a heck of a job every week for us. Really enjoying it. Of course, Mike Massey for putting all this on for us. All the guys that's sponsoring us and everything. I'd like to give a big shout out to my sponsors, of course. And I had a real good night. It was fun, and I'll see you guys next time.
Well, thanks for joining us, Rick, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, bud.
And that was Rick Brazel, everybody, or Brazel. Ricky Bobby. You know
Ricky
what,
Bobby.
Jerry? Yep. I'm fighting the bullet. I am sticking with Ricky Bobby.
Well, I'm down here in Victory Lane with a very happy number 13 of Jordan Mitchell, man. He brought it home in the 360s, and he started on point again here in the 410s, and he kept it on point all night. He led all 35 laps here at USA International Speedway. So how about it, Jordan Mitchell? This is Jay Weezy in the SRTV Network booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Well, hey, if I was you, I'd have wanted to start out front, and I'd have kept it out front too, man. You look bad fast, but there for a second, it looked like the 38 there was walking you down, man. And Brett Strickler, he was super fast out there. And another fast one was the 88 of Rick Brazel, but you managed to hold him off. The 38 ended up getting into the wall, and it caution came out, and then you come home with the win tonight. So how'd you feel about your race, and how'd the track feel?
Oh, the track was pretty good once again. As far as the race goes, Strickler was a little faster because he had a little less fuel in the tank. I believe they gambled a little bit with fuel strategy, and I was trying a few things out there with the race, just testing a few lines and different things. Once I figured out where I wanted to be, I don't think anybody had anything for us, but overall, good race.
I tell you what, man, you was riding the rail, so they say. You was out there on that high side, and you made it look good. Shows how much talent you actually got. You got an awesome looking Wolfpack 410 car, man. It's a really good looking car. But I tell you what, it looks even better when it's sitting on the podium there in that first place position. So you did a great job out there tonight. And if there's anybody you'd like to thank before you go celebrate your win here tonight, it's all yours.
I'd just like to thank you guys for broadcasting this, and Massey for putting the whole show on, and everybody over at the Wolfpack.
All right, buddy. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That's your winner. Hey, man, I just want to throw this out there. Next Thursday, we're going to be at Thanksgiving. So give thanks to everybody. A happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And make sure you eat enough, because you might not eat again. You never know. Tomorrow's never promised. But tonight was a great race here at USA. I had a blast. Like I always say, it's a blast up here watching these guys run around the track. The 13, I mean, I don't know if anybody had anything for him out there. Even if he did gamble or whatever kind of gambling they did, he was just wicked fast up there on that high line. And it's unfortunate that the 38 got in the wall. But, hey, the 13 of Jordan, he pulled it off he pulled a double whammy here tonight. He won in the 360s and the 410s. So if you're out there watching, you think you got something for Jordan Mitchell, man, why don't you come over to American Motorsports Simulations and see if you can take him off the point. It's going to be tough because they got a lot of good drivers over here, and they race twice a week. They do dirt and they do asphalt. And special thanks to a lot of the guys that's helping out there, Massey Graphics and Dave's Muskie Club, High Groove Photos, and Speed Motorsports, Warner Racing, and Trace Motorsports. Thanks, Matt. And Blake Tolliver Photography, DeSwart Motorsports, and Home Racing. Everybody that helps make this possible, man. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. But all in all, it was a great race. What'd you think, Matt?
Well, first off, if you're gonna call people out to beat Jordan Mitchell, I might have to get out of retirement, put the suit on for a night, and see if I can beat that 13. But nah, it was a good night. Some cautions, still expected. Lots of cars out there. But man, Jordan Mitchell, what can you really say about the kid? He can drive anything, and he was pretty quick. And congrats to him and everybody that helps him out. And congrats to everybody who ran tonight. And I want to agree with you in the words of, I hope everybody has a happy and safe Thanksgiving and enjoy time with your family, and just remember what the holiday is about. And don't forget to spend money Friday for Black Friday, and just enjoy your holidays this week, folks. And hopefully you all tune in next week and
support your local dirt tracks. How about that?
Yes. Oh, yes. Good call. But I mean, most of the tracks are done for the year, so.
Yeah. Well, hey, you can stack it up and get ready for next year. So, anyways, for American Motorsports Simulations 410 series here, the open setup race. Congratulations to Jordan Mitchell, the SRTV Network, Matt Trace, and me, Jay Weezy. We'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night.